a new place. Still lots to do. All of this, boxes, what you don't see in the closet over there, but we're pretty much set up here. So welcome back to my channel. The video is a little tall today. I need to push this down. Okay, that's better. Now we're good. If you can tell, I am surrounded here by propagations. So if you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about houseplants and do DIYs, and I have recently moved. And I have about 100 plus plants, plus the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus probably I'm missing some, 12 propagation vessels that I had to bring with me that are water. And, oh yeah, there's one giant one up here. So 13, I am missing one. But yeah, I traveled with all of these, and really I have just procrastinated on doing this, on potting them up. This is, I mean, months, a year probably of growing them. And I really need to now get a handle of this situation because they are overtaking my space. Oh, 14, just found another one. They're overtaking my space and it's just becoming too much. So if you are new here or a recurring viewer, we lived in a 4-bedroom home. We moved down to a 3-bedroom home, and that's fine and dandy, but I have a lot of plants and they took up one full bedroom. And so I really had to think about where my plants are going to go because the lighting here is also completely different than my previous home. And there is not a lot of great space outside of this room that has all of the grow lights. So you can see all of the light that you're seeing from this video is grow lights plus a little window right here. All right, and I think they broke my chair in the move. I only have myself to blame because it's my family moving it. Not really, but on our first move, if you've been here that long, I did have a few things of mine broken along the way. So I have pulled together all of my propagations, and really I just need to go through now and pot them up. And so I'm going to do that. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if I have enough soil. I'm probably going to have to do multiple soil runs. But I'm going to see what I have here, what I can combine together in one pot, because I see that I have several of the same plants, like cuttings from the same plant in different pots. So we will try to make at least, you know, the pot as full as it can be. I'm also getting ready because next weekend I have a pop-up. So I will be doing markets just like I did last year and have plants. And so I'm hoping to have some of these plants potted up for that pop-up. Not that I don't have, you know, 100 other plants already potted up in the greenhouse. So this is going to get really busy really fast with the amount of plants that I'm going to have surrounding me. So hopefully my market goes well and I get rid of some of these guys. Now, some of the plants that I've been propagating, like this one, they're just going to go away. This is not worth saving to me. So one of them is, then one of them is not. This here, actually, let's just take it all out. This here is a El Choco red philodendron. And while I love them, think that they're beautiful, I cannot grow them. And so if you have tips on that, let me know. But this is what I come up with. It's terrible. And so pretty much the entire plant has just died off by now. And I just don't care about it anymore. And I'm going to toss it in the garbage, if I'm being completely honest. There is nothing worth saving here on this stick. So it is gone. Now, the plant that I will be saving, once I get all of these El Choco reds off of it, like that, and that actually might be a melanochrysum, which I also cannot keep alive, is this beautiful little Anthurium clarinevrum. So I love this plant. It is a very easy Anthurium. Get that off of there. It's a very easy Anthurium to grow and to keep alive, and I have just really enjoyed it. So I will definitely be keeping this. This is also the tiniest. This is an Anthurium clarinevrum that I will be keeping because I grew it from this like little tiny stick. So we'll see if that keeps growing, keep it in the water. But I don't know. I already have my mother plant that this came off of potted up into a really pretty brass pot. But I think I might just put this in a 2-inch pot and call it a day. Again, such an easy little Anthurium. I keep it in a lower light situation, honestly, and it has seemed to do just fine. I do not worry about the watering, unlike my queen anthurium, where it does need to have, or it does need to be well watered, and it does not like to be dried out. This plant doesn't really seem to mind it, and so I think that that's why I enjoy it so much, and it is such a little easy grower. But I will be potting that up, yeah, in a 2-inch pot here, which I'll just add these to the bed there. So see here, this guy, look at the roots. The roots are so funky. They're so chunky. Wow, rhymed. But they are funky and they are chunky. It looks like a little, have you ever played Mario Wonder? It looks like a piranha plant. Da, 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 da. Yep, that's what it looks like. So that one will fit perfectly in there. And I'm gonna run out of room, desk space, very quickly. Now all of this here is garbage. I really need a garbage bin, but I don't have one. There was a pink princess cutting that was in there. It looks really sad, but it does have a new growth point, so I'm just gonna hold on to it and stick it in there. I've just chopped back all of my pink princesses. You know, I had a pink princess 2 years ago, chopped it all up because I was over it. It was not growing the way I wanted it to grow. Didn't care about it anymore, and that's what's left with it. And the plant was massive. This guy, this is dead. Just calling its time. These are cuttings from my Epiprimnum albo that, if you watched that video, I was not sure why it died. Now this guy has grown secondary roots here, and it's getting longer. This guy also has an aerial root, and it's getting longer. The leaf is still unfurling on that one, so I'm just going to stick it back in the pot. And then I took this cutting, this just chunk from my Burley Marks, my unvariegated one, and it's popped out a new leaf right there. So these are all okay, and are going to stay in the propagation. Now what do we have over here? Lots of stuff in here. We're just going through all the things. I'm going to figure out what I'm throwing away first, and then I'll start potting it up. So this right here is a throwaway. I am pretty positive that this is also an El Choco red. I know that because I had tons of them. I had a ton of Melanochrysum and El Choco reds that I just kind of stuck and potted up together. This is a Micans. I love Micans. They're super easy to grow. If you want a velvet philodendron, I would say a Micans is that. I could just never get them to size up and not just be these small little leaves, but somebody told me that they like to climb, so if you let them climb, I'm sure you'll do great. This is a Melanochrysum, and it's kind of sad because it actually doesn't look that bad, but you can tell there that that leaf is just smaller than what started, and so that's what my problem was with this, is I would get large leaves, then I would all of a sudden get these really small ones, and yeah, it's probably like a pot up issue or watering or light. I just didn't care anymore to find out. And so I just cut it all back because I was over it. Now this guy is a baby Mayoi, and I don't know that I have any more Mayois available right now or that I have propagated. So it might just have to go back in the vessel because I'm not just going to pot up one alone. Now these I'm really excited about right here are my variegated philodendron heart leaves. And they are beautiful. I love this plant. I love my mother plant. So this one has a pretty low variegation on it. It's still still pretty. This one right here, I don't think has any variegation on it. And in fact, that might just be a neon. Oh, I hate to throw it away, but I think this is just a neon. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, actually. I'll hold on to it. This one has a really pretty variegation right there. And then this one has a pretty variegation. Look at that. That one's beautiful. Those guys, what to do? They don't have the most, solid root system. This one's really thick and nice. This has a new growth point coming right there, which is great. But if I did anything, I would have to pot them up together. And then I feel like I would probably pot up like the one that has the best variegation. I probably would do this, honestly, because I feel like that's pretty much equal. To be fairly honest with you, this is about the size that I bought my mother plant as. I bought 2 of them, and they started out like this in a little, like 1.5-inch pot, square little pot as a starter. And they've grown to a bigger pot. I actually have it in a 6-inch pot now, and it's very beautiful and I really love it. So that's why I started taking cuttings from it. But I'm really confused about this one specifically. So I'm going to leave it in here, and I'm going to think about what to do with those. Because I mean, it would be kind of fun. Like, this is a fun find. They're very rare, very expensive plant if you purchase them online. That one's beautiful. I just worry about the root system because it is rooted, but it's not as like a thick root system as I would like it to be, like this one is. So these might be a maybe, but I'm not really sure. Then I have some Mandula cuttings that these guys do really well propagation wise. I think that this one, I don't know. This one has not had a new growth point come out on it yet, and so I'm not really sure about it. This one has, right there. It's a new baby. So I'm just going to stick them back in the pot, and we'll just keep watching them. Okay, next one is this full pot of this silver splash philodendron that I just kind of grew tired of catching a, common occurrence. I am just kind of over the way it was growing. It was similar to the melanochrysum, as it would get large leaves. This is a Epiprimnum albo wet stick. I'm just going to stick it up there. It's not ready yet. It would do the same thing as my melanochrysum. That's an Epiprimnum. And get big leaves and then small leaves. And I just was kind of over it. Again, I think that you do need to let them climb. So I'm just going to propagate or pot some of these up together. I just propagated the entire plant. I said, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to look at it anymore. This is just a regular heartleaf philodendron. Has no variegation on it at all. But then here you see all of those. They are a bit yellow though. Some of these leaves, that was the thing too, is like they would randomly get these yellow leaves and it would bug me because it didn't have a reason to have yellowing leaves in my opinion. But they did. We're just going to call those good. I'll stick those here and here. And honestly, this might just be an unhealthy plant that I might just chop back and restart. Because see how this stem is really yellow at that bottom? I know that most stems, once they get old, they do that. They harden off and cork. But this is just looks not right. So I think I'm going to chop that guy up and figure out from there. But it does have a really good root system. Very weird. Just weirds me out. Okay, that one is there. Another like whole little propagation vessel that I'm very excited about and hopefully can get off is this like rare plant vessel. I've got a bunch of rare plants cuttings in here, and it's going to be a real interesting trip to see if I can get them out without breaking them. This is one I'm really excited about. So pretty. This is the Epiprimnum pinnatum. Wait, marble. Anyways, sorry, I'm lacking. But you can see here, this one has a little fenestration. Look how cute those little leaves are. Ugh, something's itching me. Then we've got another one right here. Look how they're so pretty. And I really just want to pot them up like that because, again, it's a rare plant. And I purchased it in Florida and brought it back with me. And I decided to propagate it because I bought 2 of them. If you've caught, again, onto my plant buying skills, I usually, if it's a rare plant, will try to buy 2 of them. That way I can propagate them and make a fuller pot. This guy is going to be hard to get because it has a leaf growing right out. And if I bend it, I'm going to break it possibly. So hold up. This is a white knight. And I just cut my white knight back because I was also over it. Just over it. There are some philodendron plants that I don't care for anymore after a certain period of trying to grow them and grow them well. And if they are harder than I would like to deal with, then I just chop them up and say goodbye. So this white knight is one of them, but it has a new growth point here. It does not have a root system, so we are going to put them back in the pot. Same for the pink princess cuttings that I took here. None of them are rooted. Shocking. It's not for me. I cannot get them to root well when I propagate them. So I've tried them in different, mediums and methods, but nothing seems to stick with them. We're going to possibly pot up at least this one, because this is a really great one. Again, these are a rare plant, and so I purchased them 1 plug per thing, and it was about this size, and it's a lot larger now, but they are really easy to grow and very beautiful. All right, pulling this guy out. So this is another just heartleaf philodendron, regular old guy, if I can get it out. And it has a, oop, can I get it out? You can get the lid off. And it has a marble queen pothos. Not like a marble, not like this marble queen or marble whatever. It is just the standard snow queen. There we go. Okay, there it goes. Those root system looks really good. So let's see if I can get this out of here, which are still really beautiful, and you can find them at your local Lowe's. It's not rooted, so I'm going to just stick that back in the pot. But these guys, these are really rooted, and I have another heartleaf philodendron that they can all go together with if I can get them out. Perfect. So those are all really well rooted, and they will go together. Okay, what else do we have over here? We have a lot of Scindapsus, different types. We have an Aurea Jade Satin Scindapsus, Jade, Aurea, I don't know. It is a variegated Scindapsus that, again, I brought back from Florida with me. I only purchased 1 of those because it's a very expensive plant. And so I was not about to purchase 2 of them. But I did propagate the plant because it was one long vine growing, and I just wanted to create a better, more full plant. Oh, random. I do have a peperomia. Oh, and it's okay. This is one of my peperomia cuttings, and it is rooted. It's the only one that has rooted. I haven't done an update video on that, but I took a peperomia, cut it to propagate in a few different ways, like all the ways that I heard online. And honestly, none of them took, but this one, I didn't notice this one. So this Scindapsus is good, beautiful, just a regular Exotica Scindapsus, super beautiful leaves. I'm trying to be very gentle with this one because, again, it's got my Aurea Scindapsus in it. Little Scindapsus, here's my Aurea part of it. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get it out yet. Might have waited too long to get these out, because that Scindapsus is really well rooted and it has a new growth point. This guy is coming. He's not quite ready yet. I didn't even look at that one. Is this one? That one's pretty well rooted, actually. That guy is not. No, he's not. Okay. The argument's in my mind. I'm trying to shove it through the little holes. It's not working. Okay, so we're going to have to figure this out, because it's super well rooted. Actually the most well-rooted cutting of them all. And I really don't want to break it. No, it's not going to go. Okay, we'll come back to you, buddy. Shouldn't have done that. I feel like I'm breaking all the roots here. Okay, really? Okay. Okay, I got my Scindapsus aurea out. Look how pretty that is. I need to figure out where my other ones are, because I propagated all of them off of that one stick, and so I am going to keep some of them, but then I don't know what I did with the mother plant. So I'm going to have to find that, because I just chopped it all the way back, kept it in my I know it's in my greenhouse somewhere, and then hopefully the mother plant, original plant, will grow new leaves, if I can find it first. Okay, this is another one. It's not really ready, so I'm just going to stick it to the side. I might just end up having to cut this jar open. This is ridiculous. This is a little Scindapsus aurea that's really pretty. It's ready to go, but it does not have a new growth out of it. It's coming, like it has a new point, but it's not there yet. So I'm just going to stick it in the pot. Then another one, it's rooted but not ready. There was only one. The only one that was ready was this one. It has new leaves, but it's a top cutting. Doing okay, Lossie? Okay. Next is this large Scindapsus. It's doing really well. It doesn't have a new growth point that I can see on it though. Then the one that's stuck, the one that's really well rooted and has a new growth point is this one. And I think I'm going to try and get the leaf to come through the hole. This was a really good idea in a propagation vessel at first, and now I'm realizing that it wasn't. It's just from the dollar store. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, wherever. I can hear it crunching. Hold on. Hold on. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, okay. If I get this out of here, I'll be very happy. I guess it's okay because I do have a new growth point on it. Just have to wait. It's like putting an envelope through the mail. It's terrible. Oh my gosh. Now we're like halfway there. Oh, yep. Okay. Sorry. I knew that was going to happen, but it has a new growth point and I'm going to just leave it like that. Not a bright idea to do that. Okay. So these guys are all just going to go back over here. Now I have this whole jar of neon because it's going to be great as well. Look at that. Cool. I just pulled that leaf off, but it's got a new growth point. I'm just going to call it done. I don't care about it. Okay. This guy is really good. All of these, I mean, are really well rooted here. Just gotta figure out how to get them out. And they all have growth points on them, which is great. That's what you want to see. These are much thinner petiole, so that's just come out a lot easier than my Scindapsus was. There we go. Oh, this one has leaves. Okay, baby leaves right there. Perfect. Okay, we got all of those out. There were some dead ones in there, but we're good. Just gonna set that to the side. So we're cutting down on our propagations. We've got here. We're doing well. This is great. That'll be a matter of when I pop them up, where will I keep them? Okay, I'm going to take a look at the other ones, and I don't think any of these are ready. This is a mix of just pothos and Burley Marks unvariegated. It's not ready, so I'm just going to put it up. That way I can get it out of my way. But this is the other propagation, that I found, and it's absolutely disgusting because I've not cleaned it out, and it needs to be cleaned out, and it needs to be potted up and gone. But before we get there, we're going to look at this. It's been growing for 3 years in this same little pot. It's glass, mind you. So I have had this lemon lime maranta in here for probably 3 years, and it grows very well because it's a maranta and it loves moisture. But recently it's done this. It just kind of fell out of the pot, and it's been very sad. So this one I'm just going to call good and throw it away. They're all curled. There is no sense of trying to hold on to what's not there, especially when it comes to a maranta. I'm just not going to try. But these ones right here look really well and happy and so beautiful. And so I'm going to try and salvage what I can from this pot. Now, again, look at all those roots in there. It's so much. I kept this on the side of my fridge and it did really well. I did have a fancy little clip light above it. And when I say above it, I mean like on the top of my fridge. This was hanging basically towards the bottom of my fridge. So it got very, very little light, but they are notorious for being low light plants. Low light meaning not no light, but that they can tolerate just a lower amount. And I have found that if you put them in a higher light situation, they will absolutely crumble. And it's because there's not enough moisture probably in your soil because of the high light situation that it's in to just keep it satisfied and happy. But I got that out there fairly well. Look at that, perfectly glass sphagnum moss, and all roots, all of that roots. Stopped myself instead of pausing myself. But what we've done in the meantime is pulled out my lemon lime maranta from this glass jar that it's been in for the last 3 years. And this is the root situation. It is all roots. And so I want to pot it up, get it out, because actually at my last 2 pop-ups, people have asked about prayer plants. And it's kind of surprising to me, but then kind of not, because prayer plants are actually pet friendly, and they're some of the only pet friendly plants that I own. Now my pets do not mess with my plants, surprisingly, but I do know a lot of people where their pets do mess with them. And so I think it is a safer option if your pet, likes to eat your plants, to get them. But in doing so, they're one of the hardest plants to take care of, in my opinion, because they have to have moisture at all times. If they dry out for even a minute, they get really unhappy. So that's that root system for that guy. And then that's that root system for this guy. And I'm going to pot them up like that with the sphagnum moss in there and everything. That way it can retain some of the moisture when the person does go to water it. Like I'm talking to a child. Anyways, so that's that plant. It's been growing in there for so long, and it just needs to come out because I can't put anything on the side of my fridge like I had that plant on there, and several other plants. So it just needs to go, and maybe somebody will come and purchase it. Now this whole mess of propagations has gotten to the point where I think it's become so overcrowded that they just kind of stopped growing. El Choco Red, no roots. Gonna put it back in there. This is a melanochrysum. I'm throwing it away. This is a painted lady, and I am thinking that I'm going to throw it away. I'm just really, we can't hold on to all of these. This is actually, I'm going to keep this. This is actually a plow mani cutting. It was a wet stick propagation that turned into a little plant. So I will definitely be keeping that. I'm just going to put it in a smaller jar. So now here are some painted ladies that I will keep that look not sickly like that last one did, except that leaf looks kind of sickly. Oh, it's one of the first leaves. Okay, so I'll keep that guy. It's great. This guy's great, pretty. This guy, oh, this is a Summer Glory philodendron, so I'll keep him. This guy's a fuzzy petiole, and it does pretty much what a melanochrysum and all of those other velvet philodendron do. Doesn't grow, so it's gone. This is an unnamed philodendron that I have, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. This is a plow mani. Is it? No, this is a, sorry, this is a plow mani, I'm sorry. Doesn't look great. This is a not pretty Monstera Stanleyana, which is kind of bizarre because usually my Monstera Stanleyanas are really easy to care for. So I'm just going to stick it back in there. And this is a Mamii that has a new growth point and an incredible amount of roots. And so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That probably needs to just be potted up and started to, grow and facilitate it that way. Okay. I did find 2 more propagation vessels while I was pulling out this pothos one. They're not ready yet, but they are Monstera Stanleyanas. I'm just going to leave them where they are. The other one is Mayawai and like some other random cutting that I couldn't tell you what. Now let's see if anything is in here is ready to go, because this is a jumbled mess of things. Look at this. So we have an Epiprimnum albo. Lots of Epiprimnum albos right here. I'm about to just stick them up on a pot. So I've been waiting. These are ones that I grew from wet sticks, and they have small leaves, but that's okay. I think I'm just going to finally pot them up and call it a day, because they have been growing for a year, like literally a year. Same for this guy right here. They are the slowest plants of mine to propagate. I don't know why. but they just are. This is a Jopii, sorry, Jopii philodendron, and I'm going to stick it back in the pot because I would like it to grow better, but it's just not. Okay, what do we got here? This is all variegated burley marks, unvariegated burley marks. Very cute. Might pop those up. I have a big variegated burley marks and a big unvariegated burley marks, so it's easy to propagate that guy. Here is another one. Oh, so cute. Oh, but I lost that stem. I knew I did. It's actually been holding on for months. I broke it before we moved, and it's just hanging on. It's like not discolored or anything. Whatever, I can't find my scissors. I'll cut it off when I repot it. These are all epiprimnums, albos that I'm going to like fuse to, oh no, okay. I'm going to pot up. This again is like my Snow Queen pothos that is ready to be potted up. This is a little cute mandula. It's not really ready to be potted up, so I'll stick it back. This is a silver sword, not ready. Silver sword's not ready either. I took all of these cuttings at the same time, all these silver sword cuttings. This is a horsehead philodendron. It is not ready to be potted up. I need to do a better job of situating those. Don't know what this is. Weird cutting. This is a silver sword. It's kind of hard to see with the light here. This is a Florida green. Now, honestly, it's been propagating for probably a year, and I'm just over it. This one has a growth point, so I'll keep it. Same for this one, I'll keep it. This one is a Brazil, and I'm just going to stick it in with one of my other ones, call it a day. This is another Florida green, and no roots off of it. Throwing it away. Again, those are hard for me to propagate. This is just a golden pothos, and it's going to be thrown away. Sorry. Now, there is one plant that I am missing. I'm starting to get concerned about, and that is my Florida Green Beauty. Florida Beauty. Sorry. Florida Beauty. Where are you? I had cuttings of them that I brought back from Florida. These are all the unvariegated, just so you, those are all unvariegated. Where are you? Where art thou? For real though, where are thou? I did indeed not find them. This is the Monstera, Stanleyana I was talking about. I didn't find them. Well, that's water. This is more propagations. So here are more of my Scindapsus aureus right there, and my just regular old Syngonium that reverted. It's a reverted Syngonium albo. Someone help me. Where are they? This is ridiculous. All right, so I completely forgot about these propagations in my greenhouse cabinet. So yes, I found my Florida Beauties. I also found way more propagations that I now have to repot or pot up. So this was actually my jewel orchid, and I'm curious to actually see how these did. This is a Hoyacarii splash that I found actually at a Kroger. See the splashiness right there. Now, one of them I actually just had a one heart cutting of. I have several of them, and you can keep those alive. They will never become more than that one leaf, but you can just keep them going that way. But that it actually shot out a new growth point, and so it's really awesome. I have it in my greenhouse cabinet, and I will probably hold on to it. But this guy has been growing in there since I had it, and it's done really well. It has a new growth that's coming out. It has a new growth point, like a continued growth point going up, and so I will probably repop this. Now I do see a bit of milk on here. You see that? That's their sap. So I am going to be cautious about that because I am very allergic to something in plants, and you never know what plant it is. until it hits you. So I would be aware of that. Same if you are doing like a Ficus labrata. They are a rubber tree. They have a type of latex in them. So if you have a latex allergy, do not touch any of that sap that, like, when you break a leaf off, it could, you know, come out. Just be aware, wash your hands, wear gloves if necessary. But I'm going to take a look at that guy because it's been growing really well, and I'm probably just going to pot it up. This hour-long video that we just realized was going to be an hour long, here are my Florida Beauty propagations. So I have them right there. I have 3 of them, even though I just showed 2 fingers. But I have 3 of them. I'm going to keep those. Those are mine. I just didn't know where they were. And I have a Mandula cutting here that I probably will just be taking out because something is growing out of the pot. And let's see about these guys. Nope. I do see a CNL Choco Red in here and a Melanochrysum. That's just trash, which I brought my bag. Right there. But yeah, that guy's great. And then these jewel orchids, let's see what's happening with them. I don't see any roots coming out of them, so I'm going to find out with those guys what's going on. Those were really my biggest things. And so this, I can see that it needs to be repotted, and we'll be doing so. Ooh, we'll be doing so. I'm going to start potting some of these up because I need to clear my table. All the other propagations that are not accepted this round are over here, and it is far less. So I will be able to consolidate a lot of them and not have as many around. But first of all, let's just figure out pot size. So this guy here, it's got a really pretty good root system all around. And I think I might just get away with putting it in a 3-inch pot because I have some of those here. I don't know where I got these. Actually, I do know where I got them. I got them from the dollar store. Got these smaller ones from the Dollar Tree. And yeah, it fits perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do for that guy. Have all these random pots over here that I pulled from my garage. And so I'm just going to put them down here. Got big ones, small ones, name it. Okay, I'm going to move my coffee so that doesn't get soil. I am going to be using my good soil. I'm first going to pot up this little clarinevrum right here. Ooh, sorry, buddy. This little guy. My original mother plant clarinevrum is potted up in my soil mix. And again, it does really well. So I have no concerns about this little one. You do, though, coming out of water propagations, or plants coming out of water propagations, need to make sure that you keep them moist. So unlike, you know, if you have a golden pothos that's been in soil for years, and then you have a pothos that you just pulled out of a water propagation, that water propagation is going to need to be more like, that water propagation is going to need to be watered more frequently than your one that has always been in just soil mix, because it's been in a very moist environment the last however many months growing. All right, so this is pothos. Looks nice. This is my, I need a 6-inch pot. My goodness. I don't know, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a 6-inch pot for that guy because it needs to be in a larger pot. Pot my Marantas up, pot it into a 4-inch pot. I do keep that sphagnum moss on there. I'm probably going to put sphagnum moss on the top of it too. And these are trailers, so they will just cascade over the side. And I'm going to put sphagnum moss on the top just to keep in that moisture. Alrighty, so now we've got a lot of our Epipremnum albos. I used to like to put 3 together to create one full pot. Gather them all up. Okay, so I've got all of these here. And I'm probably just going to split them evenly. Let's see. Yep, so I've got 3 and 3 here. So I'll do these in 4-inch pots. Great job. And I'll put these guys in one. Now I've got my Burley Marks here. This is variegated. These 2 are. And so I'm just going to pot them up separately in one pot. These guys grow incredibly quick and very full because they are a very bizarre growing plant. They kind of grow out of every point, not just like one vine. They can come out of anywhere. And so it is awesome because then you get a really full plant pretty quickly. Okay, so there's that guy. Then I'm going to plant this guy. I'm going to try to break this leaf off without breaking the entire plant. Try not to break those little baby leaves that it's got growing there. That's so cute. Okay. Now I have a ton of unvariegated burley marks cuttings that I will find later and propagate or pop that up with. Let's find these guys. Now I have one more in here somewhere, right here. I'm putting these 3 guys together in a 4-inch pot. And I'm doing this one in a 4-inch pot because they are very fast grower and it will be fine for them. Otherwise, their root system kind of, typically, if you saw that on another plant, I'd put it in a 2-inch pot. But it's going to do really well in that guy. So this is my beautiful jade, and I'm going to keep that for myself. But I've got a lot of different cuttings here for my just regular heart leaf philodendron that I'm going to pot up together. So again, I do 3 per cutting or per pot, so it creates a little full pot. And because of this roots, I might just do a 2-inch pot. No, it needs a 4-inch. I might do a 3-inch pot. I'm going to do a 3-inch pot. And I'm going to need more soil here in a minute. I'll have to take a soil break. I had to go get more soil, and I'm probably going to be running out of soil because I didn't realize that I didn't have enough mix. I don't have that much mix left. So we're gonna have to do what we can. All of these like single little cuttings of my just heart leaf. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of those guys, put those in a 3-inch pot. Didn't realize this pot was, there we go, stuck on that side. All right, so there goes that guy. Now let's see about these Rios that I have going on here. This one looks really sad. And so I'm just going to throw it away. This guy is fresh. This is fresh, but they're not ready yet. So I'm going to stick them over here and I will figure out what to do with them. But this guy looks good. This reel looks really good. And this reel looks really good. Sorry, couldn't get it to focus there. And this is a Brazil that I will pot up by itself because it's really nice. And then this here is a just regular old heart leaf that I'll put together. So these guys are going to go together. This is not enough to pot up together. So this guy though, I'm going to put him in a 2-inch pot. This is a pretty little Brazil. I love my philodendron Brazils. Cute little guy. So I'm going to put this guy in here. This is a painted lady. Okay, this is a little baby guy. I have so much watering to do. Now, what about these beautiful little guys right here? These guys, just going to hold on to. Oh, this guy, that's a lead. Okay, now I have all of these like rare guys that I'm not really sure what to do with. This one I really think I'm going to pot up, and I need a little pot. Pot up into a 2-inch pot and see how it does. So there's that guy. And then this one and this one. This one has not, it's not enough root system. This one is, and so I think I'm going to pot this one up as well. But there's that guy. Stuck. Okay, now for these heart leaves that are variegated. This one is the best one, and I might just do that one and wait on these two because this one doesn't have the best variegation and the growth point isn't fully out on the other one. So I just got a 2-inch pot here with this variegated heart leaf one. So that guy's so cute. Got all of that taken care of, which feels good and accomplished. Now I need to take care of the rest of the chaos that's going on this side of the table, which are these. I don't know how this is going to look. I don't know if it's going to be well rooted. And then this, I do know that it is something in it is rooted. So I'm going to just take those out now. Start with this one. So I'm going to pop these guys up. My Florida Beauties are pretty well rooted, but not anywhere near ready. All right, so there's all that guy. So I feel like I have accomplished a lot. I have a whole cart full of plants now. These were not ready to go. And same for these Florida Beauties. Just not ready yet, but I did pot up this beautiful Hoya carrii splash. So I will hold on to him and put him back in the greenhouse. And then I also just need to get rid of this pothos, golden pothos hoard that I have going here. But I will do that off video because it's going to take too long to do all of that, because I have all of these, do you see here, are also all golden pothos and need to be potted up with them. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and we will see you next time.